It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you, man, to everybody who's always being patient with me, taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, leave the comments. Even those of y'all who don't like my channel, who don't like what I say, y'all still watch my stuff. You know what I mean? So. And I think, everybody who's been subbing to my channel got me, I'm over 10,000 subscribers now. Just a little over that, but, thank y'all. I don't know who y'all are personally, you know what I mean? But even if I can't mention everybody by name, but everybody who's subscribed to my channel, man, I thank each and every single one of y'all, man. And I really appreciate y'all being patient, with me, with putting videos out. But, I'm actually trying to change some things and do some things different, but it's been, a lot of personal things going on in my family too. So that's why I haven't really, been putting up videos as consistently as I would like to. But anyway, nonetheless, we're going to get into this one. Jaron Ennis versus Cody Crowley, July 13th, here in Philadelphia, at the Wells Fargo Center. I will be there at the fight. I will be there live. But first, I just want to say congratulations to Jaron Ennis and Bozy Ennis and the entire team Ennis on inking their deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing, in the zone. Hopefully this will be, the beginning. Hopefully this is the beginning of a lot of, big things that come for Jaron Ennis and Bozy and Team Ennis, man, because, like Sam Cooke said, it's a long time coming. And Jaron Ennis, actually, he deserves, those shots because there is a lot of people, who don't want to fight him for whatever reason. I'm not saying that they don't want to fight him because they scared of him, but as sometimes people say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But there's a lot of people who said that Jaron Ennis would be easy work for certain fighters. But those of y'all who do the YouTube channel thing or just report boxing, just like I know, it's easy to say somebody is easy work, and if they are, then fight them and get them out the way. If they easy work, it should be easy for you to beat them and just move on, But, I got to say this. This is not the era of boxing where the best is actually fighting the best. This is the era of boxing, where, people want to be able to pick and choose who they fight. They fight once a year, sometimes maybe twice a year. And believe me, I'm not aiming this at one particular fighter. I'm just speaking about the era of boxing that we are in now. And I've been a fan of boxing pretty much my entire life. I'm 50 years old, and I've been a fan of boxing my entire life. So I watched the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Haglers, the Roberto Durans, the Tommy Hearns, the Nate Millers, the Meldrick Taylors, the Terry Norrises, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Julian Jacksons. I was around, Buster Draytons, you know what I mean? All that. I was, the Mike Tysons, I was around, for this era, to watch these, Julio Cesar Chavez's, you know what I mean? Like, I was around Diego Corrales. I was around for all of that stuff, like from the 80s and all that. I watched a lot of that. And these guys were fighting each other. Iran Barkley, can't leave him out. You know what I mean? But these guys were fighting each other to prove that they were the best. They didn't talk about no money or nothing like that. And people say, oh, well, people listen to Floyd. Floyd was like, well, I'm a prize fighter. You know what I mean? So, then the money is the prize. So I'm fighting for the prize. When he became Money Mayweather, that's what he was doing. But before he became Money Mayweather, we all know that, Floyd wanted he wanted the belts, the accolades. Like, he wanted to fight for the belts. He wanted to be recognized as, one of the greatest in the sport. And he did win, you know, a lot of, you know, belts. I believe um, 6 times world champion, five different weight classes or something like that, or 4, you know, 5 times world champion, 4 separate or 4 or 5 different weight classes or something to that nature. He started his career at featherweight and went up to 154. So you know what that is, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, I'm just saying, this era of boxing, fighters are picking and choosing who they want to fight, when they want to fight, and all that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to misunderstand or misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that fighters, you know, should not be compensated, because boxing is a very dangerous, very hurt sport. So I understand if you've never been in that ring and you've never had to train, you've never been hit with them gloves and all that, then you won't understand. So it's easy for a lot of people, you know, like a lot of sports analysts, boxing analysts like Chris Mannix and these guys who never put on a pair of gloves, Larry Merchant and, you know, and Jim Lampley and these guys. And and even the guys at Showtime, you know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Ray Flores or something like that, or Torres or whatever his name is. But there's no disrespect to none of these guys, but I'm just saying there's a difference when you've been in that ring and you know what, you know, and you know what it takes when you gotta to train and, you know, to get in shape, to make weight and all that, and you know, you sparring and you kind, you know, like this, and you know, trying to get ready for fights and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand, you know, that aspect of it, and it's not easy, you know, and fighters lose their lives in that ring, and it's a shame that there's not some type of fighters union that can compensate, you know, fighters if they die in the ring and help to take care of, they make sure that their family and loved ones are okay. You know what I mean? So it should be stuff like that. But this is just the era now, and I digressed a lot. But my point is, like, you know, when Boots was signed with NOW and he was trying to fight all of these guys with these big names and stuff, he made it clear. He was like, man, he was like, man, I don't care about no money or nothing. Like, let's just fight. And a lot of people saying, man, well, he dumb. He talking about he don't care about no money and all that. No, he really wants to prove that he's the best. So if you prove that you're the best, then the compensation will come. But a lot of people want to just, you know, say they the best and be compensated for it without proving it. Now, there's a lot of fighters who's proved it, who, you know, like Terrence Crawford, you know, Errol Spence, you can't take him out of that equation. You know, there's a lot of fighters out there. David Benavidez, you know, there's a lot of guys out there who prove that, you know, that they deserve to be, you know, compensated, you know, to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? You know, and fighters should be compensated, you know, but if you're in the sport of boxing and you want to prove that you're the best, then you have to fight other fighters who also feel that they're the best, so that you can, you know, so y'all can, you know, rumble it out, fight it out to see. You know what I mean? So anyway, again, I digress, but we got, you know, Jaron Ennis and Cody Crowley, July 13th. Anthony Gurgis, I believe, is Cody Crowley's manager. Now, first, you know, Cody Crowley said that he was, you know, going through a lot. He's been away from boxing. I believe the last time he fought was March, I believe, of 2023. He fought Abel Ramos. Abel Ramos and Josecito Lopez are like the two biggest names that he has on his resume. So, but Boots fought that guy Juan Carlos Abreu. Boots stopped him, and I believe he'd never been stopped up until he fought Jaron Ennis. Chris Van Heerden, we know how that fight was going to play out. Sergey Lipinets, we know he stopped Lipinets. Thomas Delorme, he stopped Delorme, knocked him out in 1 round. And we know Delorme has a good resume. Royman Villa, he caught a lot of flack when he fought Kareem Chukasan. A lot of people, you know, was talking about, oh, well, what happened? He ain't that guy, blah, 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 and all that, because he went 12 rounds, you know. But again, that's that catch-22 thing with a lot of, you know, boxing fans. When you knocking everybody out, that's what they want to see, you know. And then after a while, they like, oh, well, he knocking everybody out. Can he go 12 rounds? Then when you finally had to go 12 rounds, then they want to criticize you about that. I believe Boots made his pro debut April of 2016. And Cody Crowley made his pro debut June of 2014. And Boots is 26 years old. Cody Crowley is 31. Now, I don't know if y'all saw the press conference or not, but if y'all saw the press conference, Cody Crowley, his manager, was saying, oh, Cody Crowley's going to be unrecognizable fight night. You don't even want to watch film on him because the film that you watching on him is not, he's going to be a whole different fighter come fight night. But Cody Crowley said he had double eye surgery. My condolences to Cody Crowley, though. He said his father hung himself in April. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's nothing to, that's nothing to play around with and all that stuff. So my condolences to Cody Crowley and his family. You know what I mean? Because I understand, what he's going through with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? With losing a father, and having somebody in your family, take their own life and things like that. So I understand that, and that's nothing that you get over. And he said he didn't want to live for the last few years. So he said he was dealing with a lot of mental health, issues and stuff. So that's serious stuff, and you can get yourself seriously hurt if you still dealing with things like that and you try to distract yourself with boxing, you know what I mean? And you trying to fight, you're not going to be the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? So he said he needed to take the time off that he needed in order to, to get through these things. Now, I'm going to be honest. Last time he fought was March of 2023. So that's just been a little over a year. You know what I mean? So when he fight Boots, it'll be almost 16 months or something like that. And I don't know if, but everybody's different, and I don't know if that time is enough time for him. And if come fight night, certain things might creep into his psyche or not. I don't know that. But he said that Cody Crowley is going to dominate Jaron Ennis. This is what Anthony Gurgis, his manager, said. And said that, oh, he's, he has way more experience. He's way better, he's way better than Jaron. Now, I understand as a manager, he has a job to do because Cody Crowley said he had made a lot of changes in his career because he had a lot of people who was basically trying to take advantage of him. If y'all saw the press conference, y'all heard what he was saying, like people were doing things on his behalf or trying to negotiate things for him that he was unaware of and things of that nature. So I guess Anthony Gurgis, he wants to keep his job. So, of course, he has to back his fighter. But deep down inside, he really can't believe that Cody Crowley is, he's a southpaw, but it's not like Cody Crowley is a slick southpaw, though, either. And I've watched a lot of Cody Crowley's fights. And sometimes he can, fade off in the second half of the fight or midway through the fight. And then, towards the end, he tries to pick it up. Now, his trainer is, I don't know if he still has the same trainer or not, but his trainer name is Ibn Kaysan. Now, I don't know if that's Muxin Kaysan's brother. Muxin Kaysan is also a professional fighter. And I think he fights at 175 or cruiserweight or something like that. But, he's flat-footed. Cody Crowley is. He's flat-footed. He's not an on-your-toes type of boxer. He steps right to you. He likes to try to get you against the ropes. He likes to try to cut the ring off or try to just, stay in front of you to back you into the ropes and then try to get off on you. He has 9 knockouts. He's 22-0 with 9 knockouts. Jaron Ennis is 31-0 with 28 knockouts. 1 no contest, which would have been a knockout too. But Anthony Gurgis, I have a question for you. How can Cody Crowley have more experience than Jaron Ennis? And he only has 22 fights and 9 knockouts. So if you're saying that he has more experience because he's older than Jaron Ennis, he got 5 years on him? But who's been the more active, more busy fighter? Jaron Ennis has 28 knockouts. He's 31-0. 31-0. So who would have the more, if Jaron Ennis has more fights and more knockouts than Cody Crowley, who would have the more experience? Because the more busier fighter with the more fights would be the one with the most experience. Even though they're 2 years apart with their pro debuts. Boots turned pro in 2016, and Cody Crowley in 2014. But Jaron Ennis has been the busier fighter. And he has the bigger names. Now, some of y'all might think, oh, well, you know, Castillo Clayton ain't nobody. Sergey Lipinets ain't nobody, but Lipinets fought Mikey Garcia. He fought Lamont Peterson. You know what I'm saying? And he fought Omar Figueroa. Omar Figueroa fought a lot of guys with big names. So, you know, he fought the guys who got the experience too. You understand? Delorme fought Terrence Crawford. Bud stopped him, I think, in 4 rounds or 6 rounds. Boots knocked him out in 1 round. So my point, I'm saying that to say that on July 13th, Jaron Ennis is going to stop Cody Crowley. If they don't throw in the towel, Boots is going to knock that dude out. And this is no disrespect or insult to Cody Crowley or anything like that. But Cody Crowley is, I'm telling you, he might have to have double eye surgery again after Jaron get finished with him. Like, it's going to be a rough night, a bad night for Cody Crowley. And Boots going to stop him, I would say, between 5 and 9. Between 5 and 9, Boots is going to stop Cody Crowley. So between round 5 and 9, he's going to stop him or knock him out altogether. He's going to knock him out if his corner don't throw in the towel. And I don't know, you know, if, you know, Cody Crowley going, you know, retire after that. But I don't know if any, I mean, y'all can drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know how y'all feel about Jaron Ennis versus, you know, Cody Crowley. But I'll tell you another thing. I know all that stuff his manager, Anthony Gurgis, was talking when Bozy invited him to the gym. He ain't want that work. He did not want that work. He did not want to go to the dungeon and get that work. And I'm pretty sure, you know, after that, he probably told Bozy, oh, you know, I was just joking with you. Oh, I know he did. I think Bozy is 68 years old, but he in tip-top shape. You know what I'm saying? And he's standing on it. I'm just saying, I know. Bozy always been like that. Even when he used to train me, he's just, you know, he's always kept himself in shape. Always kept himself in shape. And if his manager would have came to the gym, Bozy would have stopped him. He would have toyed with him, but then Bozy would have stopped him though. After he'd have toyed with him for a little while, he'd have made him look bad, and then he would have stopped him and made him look even worse. But anyway, Jaron Ennis versus Cody Crowley, July 13th. Jaron Ennis will dominate. I'm just saying, skill level. He definitely has more experience. I don't know what Cody Crowley's manager was talking about, saying that Cody Crowley is way more experienced and all that stuff, just because he's older and just because he turned pro 2 years before Boots, then he should have way more fights. He shouldn't be 22-0 with 9 knockouts. He should have more fights. Boots turned pro 2 years later and he's 31-0 with 28 knockouts. Come on, he's been the busier fighter. So he has more experience. And I understand, you know, like they say the IBF is strict about fighters fighting their mandatories. But I think the last time Jaron Ennis fought was July of 2023. It was July of 2023. Well, I think when he fought Royman Villa in Atlantic City, I believe it was, and he stopped him. Man, I said he would stop him midway to late in the fight, and he stopped him, I think, in the 10th round or something like that. But this one right here is going to be bad, because Boots is just, He's way too strong. He's way too fast. And Cody Crowley is actually kind of big for a welterweight, you know, because he actually fight at junior middleweight or super welterweight, 154, you know, and at 147. So he's actually kind of big. So I don't understand why he actually don't have more knockouts. But if the power is just not there, it's just not there. Some people just naturally gifted, and Boots can evenly distribute the power in both hands. That's the thing about him. He's a switch hitter. And y'all heard me talk about that. Those of y'all who've been following, y'all know that I've been talking about, you know, who the switch hitters in the game. And I named the three. And I said Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Terrence Crawford, and Jaron Ennis. And Boots' switch hitting is just so instinctive. He don't even know when he's switching sometimes. It's just happened. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be hell come July 13th. And I'm gonna be there live to witness it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, who y'all got for the fight? And again, this is no disrespect to Cody Crowley. It's really not. But there's no way y'all can have him actually winning. There's no way y'all can actually have him winning. But July 13th, at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Jaron Ennis versus Cody Crowley. Drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know who y'all got winning this thing, man. Who y'all pick. But I got Boots stopping him between 5 and 9. Boots is going to stop this dude. That fight is not going to go 12 rounds. I just don't see it going 12 rounds. Because he's not even going to be able to see the angles. And see, that's the thing. That Jaron Ennis can, you know, like his levels, he can elevate. He can elevate his level. And he can make adjustments on the fly. He can make the adjustments when needed and when necessary. Some fighters can make adjustments, you know, only when they're in trouble or, you know, but Boots can make adjustments to make, you know, to make fights, you know, easier for him, you know, depending on, you know, the situation. But this kid can do it. He can do everything. He can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. He can box. He can bang. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of people think that Jaron Ennis, a lot of people think his defense is flawed. Okay. Y'all keep thinking that if y'all want. I'm telling you, this kid is gifted. You know, so again, y'all let me know what y'all think. Jaron Ennis versus Cody Crowley. And again, congratulations to Jaron Ennis and Team Ennis, you know, on inking a deal with Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, and DAZN. So this is all I got for now. Until the next one.